If you've noticed white spots in your throat along with bad breath or an uncomfortable feeling when swallowing, today you're going to understand what's happening and how to fix it at home with simple and safe steps. I want you to do something right now. Stand in front of a mirror, open your mouth wide, stick out your tongue, and look toward the back. Pay close attention. Do you see small white or yellowish spots hidden in your tonsils? Have you ever felt something there, like a foreign object, that smells very bad when it comes out? If this sounds familiar, you can relax. It's not something serious, but it is a sign that your body needs your attention. These spots have a name. They are called tonsil stones, and they appear when debris builds up where it shouldn't. In this video, I'm going to clearly explain what they are, why they form, and most importantly, how you can remove them at home using practical methods. If you follow what I'm about to show you, in just a few days you'll notice a cleaner throat and that bad breath you couldn't explain will begin to disappear. Let me show you something you can start doing tonight. It's a very simple but highly effective first step. Mix half a teaspoon of sea salt in a glass of warm water. Gargle for about 30 seconds, spit it out, and repeat this process 3 times. This habit helps loosen those spots and gradually clean the area. If you have coconut oil at home, you can take it a step further. Take a cotton swab, dip it in a bit of coconut oil, and very carefully touch the area where you see the spots. Do not press or scrape, just a gentle contact. This helps soften them so they can come out naturally over time. I remember a patient who came in very concerned about their breath. They had tried everything, from mouthwashes to improving their dental hygiene, but nothing worked. When we checked their throat, we found several tonsil stones. With these basic steps I'm explaining today, they noticed a major improvement within days. And the same can happen for you. Now, before we go further, there's something important you need to understand. Many people make mistakes that cause these spots to keep coming back. That's why this part is essential. The first mistake is trying to remove them with your fingers or hard objects. It's a natural reaction, but you need to avoid it. The tonsils are delicate and full of small cavities. If you damage them, you can create wounds that may become infected, making the situation worse. If you do touch them, always do it gently, using a cotton swab and preferably coconut oil, without applying pressure. The second mistake is gargling with cold water. Cold water tightens the tissues and closes those small cavities, trapping the spots inside. Warm water, on the other hand, relaxes the area, helps clean it, and allows the liquid to reach where it's needed. The third mistake is thinking bad breath only comes from the teeth. Many people brush several times a day, use floss and mouthwash, but the problem continues. That's because the source is not in the teeth, but in these accumulations in the throat. Until they are addressed, the issue will remain. The fourth mistake is not drinking enough water. Dryness in the mouth and throat encourages bacteria buildup. When you stay hydrated, your body can naturally clean these areas more effectively. Drinking enough water is not optional, it's part of the solution. The fifth mistake is using mouthwash with alcohol. These products dry out your mouth, reduce saliva, and allow bacteria to grow more easily. Less saliva means less natural defense. If you recognized yourself at the beginning of this video, I'd like to hear from you. You can leave a comment saying, "Yes, this happens to me," or "I've had this before." It also helps others realize they're not alone. And if you know someone who constantly struggles with bad breath and doesn't know why, this video can really help them. Share it. Now, let's clearly understand what these spots really are. Your tonsils are not there by accident. They are an important part of your immune system. They act like a natural filter, trapping bacteria and particles that enter through your mouth. Their surface isn't smooth, it's full of small openings, like a sponge. And that's where the problem begins. In those small spaces, food particles, dead cells, and bacteria can get trapped. Over time, this mixture builds up, hardens, and forms those white or yellowish spots you've seen or felt. The strong smell is not random. It comes from gases produced by the bacteria living there. In my practice, I've seen many cases like this. I remember a patient who avoided speaking closely with family because of embarrassment about bad breath. Once we identified that the problem was coming from these tonsil accumulations and started proper care, the change was not only physical but emotional. They felt confident again, speaking and smiling without fear. These spots are not dangerous on their own, but they do indicate that your throat is not cleaning itself as it should. And as long as they remain there, bad breath and discomfort will continue. That's why what I explained earlier works so well. Saltwater gargles create an environment where bacteria struggle to survive. Apple cider vinegar helps break down the hardened buildup. Coconut oil acts directly against bacteria. Together, these steps help your throat restore its balance. Now let's look at what you gain when you apply this correctly. First, bad breath disappears at the root. It's not about masking it with mints or mouthwash, it's about removing the cause. When your tonsils are clean, you'll notice the difference in just a few days. Second, that uncomfortable feeling of something stuck in your throat goes away. Many people live with that constant sensation without understanding why. Once the spots shrink or come out, your throat feels clear, clean, and much more comfortable. Third, inflammation episodes decrease. When tonsils are overloaded with bacteria, they become more prone to irritation. Keeping them clean reduces pain, infections, and the need for medication. Fourth, you regain confidence. This is something many don't talk about, but everyone feels. Chronic bad breath affects personal confidence and makes close conversations uncomfortable. When the problem is gone, your confidence naturally returns. Now let's organize everything into a clear plan you can follow. If needed, pause and take notes. You will gargle every day, morning and night, for 2 weeks. Mix half a glass of warm water with half a teaspoon of sea salt and a small amount of apple cider vinegar. Gargle for 30 seconds, then spit it out. Repeat this 3 times. It's important to understand that the apple cider vinegar is not meant to be swallowed in this process. It's only used for gargling, helping break down buildup externally. 3 times a week, you can add coconut oil. With good lighting and in front of a mirror, dip a cotton swab and gently touch the visible spots. No pressure, no scraping, just light contact. Then do the gargles. Over the days, you'll begin to notice changes. Many people start seeing results between the 3rd and 5th application. But there's something equally important: your daily habits. Hydration is essential. You need to drink enough water throughout the day, ideally around 8 glasses. This helps your throat stay naturally clean and prevents buildup from forming again. There are simple habits that are often overlooked but are key. If you use mouthwash, make sure it's alcohol-free. Alcohol dries out your mouth and encourages bacteria growth. Another important area is your tongue. The tongue can hold a large amount of bacteria that ends up in your tonsils, so it's important to clean it gently every day. During these 2 weeks, I also recommend reducing dairy products like milk and cheese. These can thicken mucus and contribute to buildup in the tonsils. It's a temporary change, but it helps speed up your progress. I recently saw a patient who was doing everything right but wasn't improving fully. When we reviewed their habits, we found they were consuming dairy multiple times a day. Once we adjusted that, their improvement was noticeable within days. Sometimes small changes make a big difference. Now, here's an additional step you can include if after a week the spots keep appearing. Before going to bed, prepare a warm drink with 1 cup of water, the juice of half a lemon, a small teaspoon of honey, and a pinch of turmeric. Drink it slowly. Turmeric helps reduce inflammation, lemon supports a cleaner environment, and honey soothes and protects the throat. Before we finish, I want to be very clear. This method works very well in most cases, especially when the issue is related to buildup and hygiene habits. However, there are warning signs you should not ignore. If you have fever, severe pain when swallowing, very swollen tonsils, large spots that don't go away after several weeks, or frequent infections, you need medical evaluation. In those cases, additional treatment may be necessary. For most people, what you've learned today is enough to clean the throat, eliminate bad breath, and prevent the problem from coming back. And here's something important. Once you improve, you don't need to follow the full routine every day forever. Maintaining saltwater gargles a few times a week and staying hydrated is enough to prevent recurrence. Prevention is always easier than treatment. If this content is helping you, consider subscribing to the channel, turning on notifications so you don't miss upcoming videos, and sharing this information with someone who needs it. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments. Let me know if this applies to you or if you're already noticing changes. Before you go, take a moment. Be grateful to God for your life, your health, and the opportunity to learn something today that can help you feel better. Sometimes small knowledge creates big changes. On Dr. Gabriel Mena's channel, I'm truly glad to support you with simple tools to take care of your health every day. Tomorrow we'll have a new video designed for you to keep improving step by step. Here you'll always find clear, useful, and practical information. I'll see you in the next one.